Hey friend, have you recently sent your baby off to kindergarten or maybe even off to college? All of a sudden you're finding yourself with a little bit more free time in your day and you're wondering, what now? What do I do with my time? Or perhaps you've been looking forward to this day for a long time, but now that it's here, you're feeling kind of antsy or thinking, I kind of need something else to do with my day. Okay, well, this is the video for you. Today we're going to be talking about your contribution to the world. Now, let me just start off by saying motherhood is an incredible contribution to the world. You are literally raising other human beings to be contributing members of society. It's an amazing job. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. However, eventually your kids get independent enough that you really don't have to do as much for them day to day. And if you send them off to school, then at some point you have several hours during the day where you are not watching anybody. You're basically just taking care of the house and the things that they left behind, maybe the giant shoe mess as they walked out the door. Let me say that if you choose to stay home and take care of your home and yourself and other things, instead of getting a job or being a volunteer worker or something else, that is perfectly fine. That's exactly the right choice for you. However, I have a feeling that if you're watching this video, you're probably thinking, I need something else. I'm going to go crazy. Or I feel like going to lunch with my girlfriends every single day is just not fulfilling me the way I thought it would when I was daydreaming of this day all those years of having babies, right? Okay, well, let's talk about contribution. There are a handful of ways we can contribute to the world once we have a little bit more time on our hands before our children are completely gone and we really have to figure out what to do with our days, right? Maybe grandkids will come. That will be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. So let's talk about two major differences between contributions. One is an unpaid contribution to the world and one is a paid contribution. Now, as mothers, we are very comfortable with being unpaid for our work. We're paid in sticky hugs and kisses and yada yada. But there comes a time when you can actually be paid for your work if you choose to be so. Okay, so first let's talk about unpaid contributions. Now, there are so many options for this. Every local community has a billion and one needs and would love to have a volunteer come and help out. You can do something as simple as organizing library books at your local library once a month, or going to help out in your kid's classroom or another kid's classroom if you don't want to see your kid, whatever, no judgment. It can look like something very organized, like creating a clothing drive for a homeless shelter that you feel passionately about, and you can do that on a regular basis every month or so. Generally, you would want to go out into the community, find out what the needs are, and then make a plan. But you can also create something of your own. You can create a nonprofit that has like tax exemption status and everything. Go big or go home. But it can be something super duper simple. So that's something to think about. Now, on the paid side, this is the part that I like to talk about for a number of reasons. I love doing service work. I love doing volunteer work. However, you can't do that forever. I hope we always have some unpaid contribution within our lives, serving our community, our church, our friends, our family, but you can't do 100 hours of it because it's just not fair to you or your family to never be compensated for your work, your expertise, your energy, your time. It also doesn't mean you have to be paid eventually. This is totally a matter of preference. I personally like to be paid for my time and expertise. That's why we're going to talk about it now. Two major differences on this side of the track. You can work for someone else, get paid by volunteering, by offering your time, energy, expertise to another individual or organization, or you can create your own. I think you guys know which one I like, right? Talk about the business in a second. Working for another person is a great balance between finding fulfillment outside of your home and bringing home a paycheck. So you have a little extra cash, or maybe you can even pitch into your own household expenses if necessary. This can look like becoming a dental hygienist. So you might need a little extra education or skills to go this direction. You might need to brush up on your resume. A lot of moms are really, really panicky about going back to work if they've been staying home for many years because they feel like they've been out of the job for so long. Nobody's going to want them. That is so far from the truth. Real good employers know that moms are amazing. Again, you might have to brush up on some skills, learn some new software or something, but you can do whatever you want to do. So like I said, dental hygienist would be amazing. Working as a virtual assistant for maybe someone who owns their own business online, the sky is the limit. So many options. In fact, if you check out the blog post below, I have a whole list of great ideas for volunteer work and some other paid opportunities. So go read that. Now let's talk about working for yourself. This is the one that I love because I do it. I think that working for someone else for a long period of time would not super be conducive to my type of personality. But again, each person gets to decide what is going to be best for them and for their own personal situation. So again, a bonus for working for someone else is that you don't have to come up with any ideas. Generally there might be some projects you head up or something, but you're not in charge of everything. You can typically clock in, clock out, go home to your family and not take your work home with you like most business owners do. on the business side of things, you get to be in charge of everything, which is awesome and a lot of work. So just kind of feel it out. Feel like what scenario feels like the best for you. When talking about business, let me also remind you that owning a business does not have to look scary. It does not have to look massive. It doesn't have to look like creating an empire like some of these amazing people online. It can be something as simple as making your favorite type of beaded bracelet and selling it to friends and family. It can be sharing your favorite cookie recipe with your community to make a little extra money and do something you love day in and day out. It's totally up to you. I personally love to share content creation ideas with people because content is really easy to repurpose. So I'm talking about videos, vlogs, some sort of digital material in some way that can be sold over and over and over without requiring more effort from you. So that's very easy to scale. It requires less of your time and energy, but yields more income. So many options. If you are interested in building a business, I always link my guide to finding joy through building a business in the description. So go click on that. But you guys, there's so many options for finding contribution outside of your home if that is a phase that you are in. Let me speak really quickly to those of you who might be watching and still have little kids at home. You can still do the same thing. Sometimes, many of us, myself included, when I had nothing but little babies at home, I went a little bit crazy. I felt like nothing I did during the day ever stayed done. And so I found a business pretty early on in my motherhood career simply because I needed that. Not everybody does. And if that's you, fantastic. Love on your babies as long as you need to. And then when they go off to school, maybe it's time for you. So hope this was helpful. Go check out the blog post, check out the PDF guide if you haven't already, and good luck with your newfound freedom.